All right, hello. Welcome everybody to the final round of Tier 4. It's late, yeah, I'm aware. I wanted this to be done a couple of weeks ago, but I've only just managed to get the time, been a busy couple of weeks. But I also thought, what the best way to bring in a new ALR season? And I think the answer to that would probably be by finishing up last season. We celebrate, we bring up more hype by going through the end of last season, finish this up, and then we can move our focus towards season 17. The tiers came out yesterday. The calendar got revealed yesterday. Well, almost set up racing to go on the 23rd with esports. And then on the 24th for the first week of the Monday season. Just have to tag the entire tier GT drivers here because there is no longer a tier 4 tag in terms of the people in tier 4 from last season. Everyone's probably gone a little bit everywhere. Also, wouldn't be much easier to tag tier 4 now because they have split into tier 4 white and tier 4 blue. Essentially mirroring, for those who watch football here, the National League North and National League South kind of situation that we have in the 6th tier of English football over here. So, yeah, it's... Mortal saying it might be a little too late. Yeah, it might be. But it's also the first time I've actually had the ability to do it. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that will end up coming out and watching this or watching this afterwards on YouTube. Yeah, I know it's late. I'm fully aware it's late. It's not what I wanted. I wanted it to be done the Tuesday immediately after the final race of the season, actually. Which would have been a couple of weeks ago at the end of January, but I didn't really get the chance. So I'm doing it now. When well, essentially in the breaks that I've got between my lessons. Had a lesson at uni at 1:30. Well, I finished at 1:15. Got back about 3 o'clock. So I am, yeah, basically immediately doing this and hopping back onto my uni lessons, final lesson of the semester, so it's all good. But yeah, all right, been about 4 minutes. Let's run through a few things here then. So Kenny, I think this might be Kenny's second race back. I don't know if he did Dragon Trail Seaside, but it is his return here to Tier 4. He's in the Genesis at the front of the grid. Then you've got Zab in second, who's qualified well all season and absolutely nothing with it. Then you've got Monty in third, Amy in fourth in the Genesis there. Bearing in mind, Tier 4 driver's title is done. Tier 5, the Tier 4 constructor's title will need an absolute miracle in order to change hands here. See if we can find out where the standings were. one to go. Yeah, so it is, what? 62 points. And the max you can get on any one night, I believe, is 77. Yeah, so essentially, if the McLaren score 15 points between them, it is game over. Which, in turn, should not be too difficult. It should not be at all difficult, actually. But yeah, right, let's get going then. We've got Polty in 5th, Clyde in 6th, JMS in 7th, Orak in 8th, Zimmer in 9th, Fracas in 10th, a little bit higher than we usually see him, Jin in 11th, Doorwatcher, is it Doorwatcher? I believe it is. Tom in 12th, Winter in 13th in the Mustang, his second race. We saw him at Laguna. O'Leary in 14th, which is not a good start in terms of the fact that they need 15 points, but Polty being in 5th is good enough already. Then Mo in 15th and Rossi at the back of the grid. Right, let's get going. Let's get going, everyone. There's 5 red lights. It's lights out, away we go. It's a relatively quick one this time. Kenny did not get good off the line. Monty, however, did. He'd already passed Zab, heading to the outside now, trying to take the lead of the race, which he has done. All the way down towards turn 1, not really challenged either. As we continue on, we've got people in the grass already. I think there's a Ferrari in the background not having a good time. As we go up to the first hairpin, the second corner, the third corner of the track, and this is where, I was about to say this is where it's going to get absolute messy, and we already have one facing the wrong way. Let's have a look at this then. As we go through, there's turn 1, a little bit of a bump there from the teammate. Amy trying to help Kenny out here. Then Kenny goes to the inside, doesn't really get a good enough angle. Oh, and he got tagged by Zab. He got tagged by Zab, and Clyde and Fracas are all in the wrong place at the wrong time. But he did. Kenny got tagged. And it looks like Zab is also trying to go on. No, actually, that's Fracas going off the track. You continue to watch through. It's about 5 or 6 cars here. This is going to end in disaster. Cannot end any well for these people here. Here comes Rossi to the inside. Mo's gone deep. Somehow, everyone survived that. Apart from, I think there was one person there that didn't really get the greatest of exits. Rossi and, Tom getting a little bit close for comfort there. Tag, but not doing anything. Fracas has got the corner all sorts of wrong. Winter going too far wide up ahead as well. Tom again trying to just stick the nose in. Needs to be careful of where he's trying to make the moves. Not going to get too aggressive here. Then you got the 2 BMWs who need to score max points, by the way, just to keep this alive. Then you got Zab and Zimmer also fighting their way through at the moment. Hello, Alessandra. As we go 3-way here, Zab, Zimmer, and Clyde as well. Clyde's had a good second half of the season, improving week on week. Zab up in the 5th. Zimmer's gone far too wide into turn 1, and then out of turn 1 into turn 2. Zab closes the door, shuts it off. Clyde's going to go around the outside. Zimmer sees it, shuts that door as well. Got a little bit too wide there, I think, Clyde. Could have got a better exit without the longer line. You got Polty up in the 4th. Then you got JMS in 3rd right now. Amy in 2nd. Monty is clear. Monty is clear at the front of the pack right now. You got Clyde and Zimmer. Zimmer again defending his way against Clyde, and it's still going to be Zimmer's ball at this point in time. He's still in 6th as he almost goes straight over the grass. You don't want to be doing that too often. If you get too close to that wall, I found out firsthand there's one way to kind of end your race pretty quickly. Then you still fight it out between the 2 of them. That looked a little bit deep there from the Mazda in front, because it was, and Zab has come back into this fight. Continue on, let's go a little bit different of a camera angle now, see if we can open up, have a look at what's going on in this race. from a wider perspective. Monty is still clear of Amy in second. Then you got JMS and Polty fighting out for third. Bear in mind, all that McLaren needs is a 15-point. All that McLaren needs is a 15-point swing. Well, need to score 15 points total. Actually, sorry, correct myself. That total comes less if this does not become a 1-2. So yeah, the BMWs have got to pick up the pace a little bit here, because I think this is going to be nailed in the coffin straight away. Right now, they're not even in the podium places, the two BMWs. They're sat 8th and 9th. They're only scoring 3 points collectively when they're 62 back. Bear in mind, the most you can get in a feature race is 27 for first, well, 26 for first, and then 22. There's about 48 points on offer in the feature race, which means that there's, as it stands, McLaren are champions. You got Zimmer there, 2 seconds worth of penalties. You got Jin and Clyde right behind him, who will overtake him when they hit the penalty zone at the beginning of the next lap. You know, Polty and JMS still there and thereabouts as well, in third and fourth. Polty just doing enough to get over the line at this point in time. Not too much of an issue at this point in time for the McLaren boys. We go through into turn 2, now into turn 3, into the hairpin. Polty looking to the outside on JMS again, but the inside line's always going to defend that. Zab is getting right up to the back of them. Here comes the penalty for Zimmer, so how many places is he going to drop? He's definitely going to drop behind Jin at the very least. Will Orak get by? That's the question we got now. Will Orak get close enough to drive on by? He will, so he's up into 8th now. Zimmer in 9th. Mo is too far away. Go down into turn number 4, unless you're counting the little kink in there straight there, which I'm not personally going to do. We continue on. Clyde up in the 6th now. Polty and Zab and company up in the top for 3rd, 4th and 5th. Then you got Amy and Monty right beside each other at the front of the grid now. Monty's got a half-second penalty, so Amy's got a prime opportunity to win another race to continue on her exceptional end to the season. Pretty sure she's won like 3 of the last 4 races heading into this one. The only one she didn't win was the feature at Dragon Trail. She hit the death chicane early. So she has been on literal fire. Oh, Monty's got deep! Monty's just got it all sorts of wrong, that corner there, and now we'll take the half-second penalty and drop back towards JMS in 3rd. Costly time to make an error when you already had a penalty as well, which is just going to exacerbate it. Amy now has a gap. Monty's now in a little bit of no man's land. I'll take that still being in 2nd. But with JMS and Polty behind him, he'd probably want to start building that gap back up. There's Zab, who's still on hold here. Then you got Clyde, who's got half-second worth of penalties. And then Jin and Orak are the 2 cars directly behind. So the BMWs are starting to make their way through. They need the gap to be less than 48 at the end of this sprint race. It's a good looking Aston livery, to be honest with you. It's a pretty good, I do like it. But yeah, Clyde will have that penalty served at the beginning of the next lap. That potentially drops him back towards the BMWs. That might, no, there wasn't a penalty there, it just looked like there was. Yeah, the 3 of them here fighting for 3rd. Might be about to drag Monty into all of this. Here comes Zab to the outside against Polty. Polty's got a very narrow line. He will do a good enough job at defending it though, because as we found out the entire way through, that inside line at turn 2 and then turn 3 is just not a beatable line. you're going to have one hell of an exit on the wide line to get out anything. Here comes Polty defending the inside against Zab, doing it well. And Zab is just getting a little bit frustrated potentially here. We continue on. Let's see how close Zab got, Clyde got to Jin. The answer is not very. Clyde should still comfortably be in 6th for as long as he wants at this point. Does not look like the BMWs have anything to catch up because, right now they're getting, 3 and 4 points apiece, so they're getting 7. The gap would be 55 if you didn't add Polty's points on, but Polty's currently in 4th, which means he's getting 8. The gap has gone up to 63, started at 62. Bearing in mind the gap needs to be 48 by the time they hit the feature race, otherwise it's game, set and match, and both titles will be decided before we even hit the feature race. Here at Deep Forest, they'll be playing for pride more than anything else. Drivers' Championship already locked away. You're watching the champion right now on your screen. Polty won it in Deep Forest. No one was able to hold it, get close enough to him in order to actually take it to the final round. The McLaren will take home the title. I don't think he's racing next season, so we won't see him defend any sort of title or see how he would be able to do it on a promotion, which is a shame. Monty has been brought right back to the pack now, by the way, here in the fight for second. Yeah. Still going on. Monty still has the advantage. Amy is still very much clear. I don't really see that changing. Monty does have a little bit of a gap now, again on JMS. Yeah, it looks like second is starting to break away again. And that is how that's going to kind of function. Oh, until he slides the car again. Polty defending the inside on Zab once again. And it looks like Zab's got a better exit this time. He might have the speed and run at him. That Mazda definitely should have a better straight line speed down this straight than the McLaren, even in the tow. Is Zab going to pull the trigger, get himself an overtake here? He's going to look. Goes to the outside. Polty's gone for JMS as well, but Polty has gone too deep. And JMS will take that spot. Zab's going to go to the inside and get shut off. That's well defended from JMS in the end. He baited the champion into a move. The champion realized he was under fire from the Ukrainian, and Biff had to do something, try to make a move for third, and it backfired. JMS saw what was coming either side of him, just let it play out. That's well defended, and he's got himself a gap now as well. Oh. You know, Clyde in 6th, Jin in 7th, Borak has tailed off the back of those two now. Kenny is in 9th, who started on pole position in that Genesis. I kind of expected better in this race, but he's got a lot of time in the feature to return for it. You know, Zimmer in 10th, who's feeling the errors of that penalty, that's for certain. You got 5 at the back. Oh, well, 4 or 5 tailed off at the back of the grid right now as well. We're actually going to go have a very quick look. Mo's got a 3-second time penalty, which is rather impressive. There you go, O'Leary and Tom. McLaren versus Ferrari up the hill, which isn't going to do much to affect the championship order anyway. O'Leary is obviously in the constructors' fight, but he isn't really helping his team and get over the line in this race. Mo's got 3 seconds worth of time penalty, so he will lose the position to both of these two as O'Leary dies underneath on the Ferrari. Is he going to have enough to get it? They both get a position, O'Leary does not. He goes forward a little bit. Orak has dropped all the way back to Kenny in 9th. Nothing really happening out in front here. Polty has got himself back onto the back of JMS, as we saw the prior lap when these guys kind of separated themselves just a little bit after the Polty error. And then you've got Monty and Amy, who are quite clearly gone in the distance at 1 and 2. You can see Monty in the background in the shot there, peering over the hill in cruise control, that second place. Continue on, Polty is still fighting against JMS. As it stands, they are going to be Constructors Champions in a lap's time. He's got past JMS as well, up in a third, just to solidify it even more. Up on the 10 points for the day. Here's your reigning Tier 4 champion here, crowned last week. Right now, he's scoring more points than both the BMWs combined. They're getting 7, he's getting 10. The gap is now 65. And that is far too much to overcome in a single race. Here in ALR, we only do, well, the max I think is like on a week is 77. Yeah, 15 to win in a sprint race. So it's definitely going to be too much, unless, quite frankly, a miracle happens from here on out. Yeah, Amy's still ahead. Monty's getting closer. It's starting to break away. Well, Monty's starting to break away from the rest of the pack as we go towards lap 11 here. Clyde and then Jin, and then Orak behind that, who's got Kenny right on the back of him. Zimmer in 10th, then you got Winter in 11th in a little bit of no man's land. And it looks like Tom defended well from O'Leary right up until he took that corner there, and now O'Leary might be in position to go again. Mo and then Fracas, who's just finishing as he started this terrible season with an even worse outcome. Rossi quit the lobby again. Oh, Monty getting very close to Amy now, but slided his car at the hairpin. And any slight sliver of hope he had of winning this race may have just disappeared in that split second there. Amy has won, I believe it's 3 of the last 4 races. This will be an incredible 5th of a 5 out of 6, well, 4 out of 5 here for Amy. As we continue on. Absolutely dominant after that Monty penalty earlier on. She has just not been touched. No one got anywhere near her. Monty just about putting up a fight, as you can see towards the end of this race, but Amy's not really having to break a sweat. And here we go around the final couple of corners into the final sector of the lap. On lap 11 here, and the Genesis is going to win another. The Genesis, unless she spins on the final corner, exit is fine, and down to the line goes Amy to win yet another Tier 4 race in the Genesis. Wins the sprint at Deep Forest. Monty will get second, Polty will get third, and with that, Constructors' Championships is wrapped up. McLaren will win the Constructors' Championship. Polty already Drivers' Champion. JMS will get 4th, Zab will get 5th, Clyde will get 6th, Jin will get 7th. Orak 8th, a bad day already for the BMWs. Kenny will get 9th, Zimmer will get 10th, Winter with the 11th place. Tom held on barely to O'Leary for 12th, and then Mo, after his 3-second time penalty, just drifted off into obscurity there in 14th, and then Fracas has forgotten that he's actually meant to be racing in 15th, and then Rossi ended at the back of the grid. And there you go. That is the sprint race here at Deep Forest, which means we now have one more to go. One more race to go, and I'm glad you guys decided to join me for it. Let's go and have a look. Deep Forest reverse, and there it is. We always like the replays getting put up. And yeah, we'll just wait for it to download here 1 second. There you go, it should just load in now, and we will pause it there 1 second. All right. So, This is the last bit of racing for Tier 4 for Season 16. Obviously, for those who know, we had the tier, those that are in the server, we had the tier and the calendar reveals yesterday. For those who aren't in the server and watching this, well, I hope you'll join us at some point. And yeah, this is the last race we will have. It's 28 laps. It's about 40 minutes total for last season's Tier 4 before we make some preparations for next season. But yeah, it's been a very good season of racing. I've enjoyed watching what Tier 4 do, to be honest with you. There has been some very questionable decisions. Just as a reflection on the entire season, there has been a large set of questionable decisions at times. But nonetheless, it's been good racing. Alright, so Zimmer starts on pole. On reverse grid pole. Bearing in mind, for those who are new, we do a reverse. After the sprint race, we reverse the order of the top 10. And then we go racing for 40 minutes or so. So Zimmer out on pole on the mediums. I can assume that some people might try medium soft here, but a large majority will probably try a medium hard of some description, or a hard medium. You got Kenny in second. On the medium soft for Aurak, so there's a very clear intention what Aurak's going to try and do. Then you got Jin in fourth on the hard, mediums for Clyde, mediums for Zab in sixth, JMS in seventh on the medium, Polty, double champion this season, in eighth on the mediums, Monty, and then Amy in ninth and 10th respectively, also on the mediums. Then Frackerson. Don't think that's right! I'm pretty sure Fracas ended 15th, but it is what it is. And then you got Tom in 12th, Winter in 13th, O'Leary in 14th, Mo in 15th. Yeah, that got a little bit screwed up at the back. Yeah, strategy is already looking to be a little bit different in this race. You'll be about to hear a little bit of a klaxon go off. There it is, 3, 2, 1, and we are off! For the final time this season, it's lights out and away we go. Zimmer will take us up towards turn 1. Kenny behind him, Aurak and Jin follow the two of them down towards turn 1. Now up towards turn 2, and Kenny looks to already be pretty much beside Aurak, beside Zimmer, sorry. Zimmer closing the door. Jin, I think, may have just made a mistake, quite a drastic mistake there, as he goes far too shallow, and now he's alongside his own teammate, Clyde on the outside as well for good measure. Then you got Zab in 6th, who's trying to get himself involved. It looks like JMS on the just behind as well, get a front row seat to a 4-way fight. It looks like Jin has got himself back up into 3rd, Zab up in the 4th, so Aurak's the big loser out of all of this. Down the inside goes Zab. The Zab is squeezed just a little bit there, and we've got a little bit of carnage. As we're going to watch this from Zab's point of view, actually no, we're going to watch this from JMS's point of view. He's got a nice little look at this. So here comes Zab, who just goes to the inside, and that door is shut off. Oh, Polly as well. Oh, I'm Monty. I'm not entirely sure if the Aston got a bite as well, but the Aston is up in a 3rd. JMS is now coming together, and Polly and JMS have come together. I think there may have been a touch from the outside there from Amy as well. And that's definitely touching the back from Amy. That was an absolute catastrophic start. Unless you're at the back, you just gained a few positions. Polty down down to 15th. All the way at the back, Monty there as well. Then you've got Fracas, who's just not having a good time in this tier at all. The Mo, the O'Leary. Oh, Tom's just gone straight into the wall! And that is going to do a lot of damage. That is a rough hit. That'll drop him all the way to the back, realistically. You got Winter in 9th, Amy in 8th. Still got fights between the BMW boys here, who will probably ruin such a bad sprint race, given the fact that no McLaren currently features in the top 10 of this feature race right now. So the sprint, oh, JMS tags Aurak as well. Absolute mega start for JMS, who's just getting involved in everything. Him, Polty, both having a couple of incidents apiece now in this race. Just got to calm himself down. You know, Winter and Amy now trying to get themselves involved against JMS as they head down here. JMS is going to just block off that inside line and make sure that no one else is getting in the way, which is a fair choice to do so early on in this race. A little bit further forward, Zab up ahead of Iraq right now. Then you got Clyde in third, and then you got Kenny and Zimmer are gone. At the front of this grid, they have got themselves one hell of a gap. Kenny just about avoiding that wall there that sticks out on the outside of the second to last corner. And now to the inside of the final corner. If he can get a better exit, he cannot get a better exit, but should have the better straight line speed. He should duck in for this slipstream. He should be using the slipstream right now. Get ahead of Zimmer. He's going to go down the inside of turn 1 anyway. Here's the front of the pack. Zimmer's still got the inside line and will continue to have the inside line right up until now in turn 2 when Kenny is in front. Zimmer's now going to try and force that inside line into turn 3. Kenny doing just about enough with the line that he had to hold on against Zimmer and take the lead. It's a good start there from Kenny. As I said, he would probably been a little bit disappointed with himself in that sprint race. Dropped himself all the way down a 9th. It did mean he gets second on the feature start, and he is seemingly taking advantage of that second place right now. And they're doing it pretty well. Then you got Clyde down in third. Clyde is doing exceptionally well at the end of the season. He's getting better and better week by week, and it's been pretty interesting to watch. Those who were watching with me, he was toward the back when you were looking at races like Laguna, one of his first races in the league. Oh, that didn't look good. That did not look good, and I think Zab may have just copied what we saw Tom do at the beginning of the race. Down here, yep, straight into the wall, yep, clobbered it head on. And somehow managed to only get damage on the rear left. And now the rear bumper as well for good measure. That was impressive how he managed to avoid all that. He gets a half-second penalty. Monty's got a half-second penalty. Frackers are 3 seconds for overtaking under yellow flags, I'm assuming. Which is unfortunate for him. We'll take it as they get to the beginning of this lap here. Yeah, the two guys in 11th and 12th will serve penalties on this lap. So the guys from 10th up will be fine. Oh, should be fine. Because we have someone in a wall. We go up the hill. Who is it? Who is the one in the wall? It's JMS and Jin fighting their way through JMS. That's not the track. Yeah, you're never getting away with that. He's going spinning 360, 720. Gets himself back on track because that was arguably an impressive way to save the car. Winter's just decided to drop the traction there. Monty's got a penalty to serve. Brackers has got a penalty to serve. So JMS is going to get 2 positions back straight away. JMS is going to fight Monty down the hill here. Here we go again. JMS looking for a move round the outside of the Corvette. He might be too deep. It looks like he's got a better exit though. And he has got a better exit. It's a nicely worked move in the end from JMS. And a bit further forward, O'Leary in 9th, Winter in 8th. Amy's having a bit of a mare on the outside there in 7th with Mo in 6th, just in front of her. Oh, that did not look good there. I don't know if Winter got tapped by O'Leary on the way through, but O'Leary didn't take the position. And now JMS is involved. A little bit forward, Orak and Jin, 4th and 5th again. Needed to do much more than what they've done today. Clyde and Zimmer right beside each other, and Kenny is in the distance. Zimmer in the Porsche, probably not too suited to this track, to be honest with you, given its top end speed. But this track, in some respects, is probably going to be a lot similar to what we saw in Monza. Very similar track, very similar in terms of how you have to be quick out the acceleration zone or you're losing out. acceleration being probably more key than top speed. Looks like Zimmer's still holding on from Clyde at the moment. Kenny's just building that gap as they go along. Orak is involved, trying to get himself involved. Jin has had a bit of a mare down the exit of turn 4, and he's on the hard tires though, so 5th place for him is not that bad, and he is very comfortably in a world of his own right now. And you got Mo ahead of Amy, ahead of Winter, and then O'Leary in 9th. JMS in 10th, Monty in 11th, who's got 1.5 second penalties again. Zabid in 12th, who needs to focus his way back. Fracker's in 13th, Polt in 14th, and then Tom at the back of the grid. Monty will serve his penalty at the end, at the beginning of the next lap. Amy picked up 2 as well. And I can only assume that's going into the tunnel. Amy will drop back now. So Amy will drop probably all the way towards maybe 11th. Not good news for the Genesis there. Mo is going to get a little bit of breathing room, and he'll take that every day of the week. Clyde and Zimmer are still going at it. I would find it very interesting if people are one-stopping this in terms of a medium soft. Because it is doable, but you have got to be kind to your tyres. If you're not kind to your tyres, it's going to disappear very quickly. We're only on lap 6 and people are already 20-25% onwards. You need to realistically get to 18. Here comes Clyde to the inside of Zimmer. Can he get it done? No, he cannot. Zimmer's got a good exit. Yeah, Zimmer got a good exit there, and Orak has now been brought into the question. And Clyde picked up 2. Clyde picked up 2. That's not good news for him. Jin's in 5th, Mo in 6th. Definitely got some breathing space for Winter, who is now in 7th. Then you've got O'Leary in 8th and JMS in 9th. So Amy had that penalty is definitely done some damage. You can see that Amy in front of the Mazda there. Yeah, it's definitely doable, the medium soft strategy, but you have got to be kind on your tyres. If you're naturally a good tyre saver, you should be fine, but like the McLarens here, both realistically should be fine for a 2-stop strategy. No, for the 1-stop medium soft, sorry. Then you'll get some other drivers like Jin and Winter here, who started on the hard tyres, clearly know that they cannot take it 18 laps on a medium tyre. 19 laps if you want to be 100% sure you make the end. It's not the easiest track to figure out a strategy for, I don't think. That tyre wear just seems to be in the middle of 2 strategies, and you've got to go decide which one you like more. Here comes JMS and O'Leary. O'Leary's going unnaturally inside here to try and defend this. Or naturally outside, should I say, but he's held on. Amy's also trying to get herself involved in this. She's going to have to wait another lap. Everyone on the Winter train right now. Mo not quite involved. He's just got a little bit of a gap further forward. See the Volkswagen just started to drop back. O'Leary again. Tagging Winter. It seems to be a theme through this race. Hasn't affected the car. Get away with it. It will cost them both some time. Which is great news if you're Mo right now, and great news if you're the cars here as well. Potential overtaking opportunities arise in this scenario. Winter is kind of being used right now by JMS for the slipstream. Here comes the Audi, looking to get past O'Leary. He does. Now he's going to look to try and take this Mustang on as well in the same set of corners. Going around the outside now to the inside of 3. Looks like the McLaren had a bit of touch and go with the grass. And also Amy trying to get herself involved in this scenario now. And it looks like O'Leary's not lost 1, but he's lost 2. And he might be about to lose 3 or 4. Here we go down the straight. Monty is actually going to help him out. Afternoon, Druid. Yeah, he's going to actually help him out here. Monty to the inside. And then to the outside of the following corner, the 90-degree right-hander. He's gone too deep. He's gone far too deep. Has he got a good enough exit? No, he has not. O'Leary still hanging in there as well. Zab and O'Leary now side by side pretty much. And then O'Leary hangs on and Zab gets up in 11th. There you go. I think that's Polty who's just joined the back of this group. It is. Here comes Zab to the inside of O'Leary. A potential move to be made. O'Leary backs off and gives space. And Zab will take full advantage of said space to take the position. Now we got Monty and O'Leary side by side. And they fight for 11th. And Monty going to go by. I think O'Leary just had the worst lap he could possibly have mustered up. Someone just pit. I'm not entirely sure who it was. It's Aurak. Winter's got 2 seconds worth of penalties there. Aurak is in the pits. Winter and JMS. Won't matter. Winter's got 2 second time penalty or serve at the beginning of this lap. Drop him a substantial amount of places down the pecking order. Definitely getting at least 2 dropped here for Winter. There goes JMS and Amy straight away. We don't know whether or not Zab's going to have enough in the tank to get by. Yep, they will. It looks like him and Monty have both got by there. And gain a position on Winter, who's now got Polty and O'Leary, the McLaren boys, to contend with. That looked a little bit of a collision there between the two of them. Monty's still alive, but he's still behind Zab, as Zab holds on to 8 for now. And a little bit further forward, you've got Amy still behind JMS, who's now behind Mo. This is a little bit of a train for me. And then you've got Jin in 4th, Clyde in 3rd, who's well off the back of Zimmer now after his 2 second penalty earlier. And then Kenny's got an entire corner's worth advantage. If you can see, Zimmer's just coming around the edge onto the exit of the final hairpin when Kenny comes over the line. So he has a substantial lead right now on lap 10, and I don't really see a the one-stop medium soft working for the cars like the Genesis, because that tyre wear is already substantially high. We're on lap 10. It's over 50%. I don't know if they'll reach 18. It's going to be close. Zimmer definitely in a far better place. That's over. He's still got 50% plus left on that tyre. So he's going to be in a very good place to try and reach that 18 lap mark to go medium soft. You think the McLaren will do the same. That Aston probably should attempt it as well. There's a lot of cars in one particular space there. Mo's dropped back. Let's have a look at why Mo dropped back. Oh, that is why. That will definitely do it. He got overtaken by JMS here as they head up into turn 1. And now through turn 2. Yeah, Mo just got it wrong. No braking whatsoever all the way along the grass. He's lucky, to be honest. Almost cleared out Amy on the way through. And just about survives. There's a couple of casualties that could have happened there. Somehow avoided. Rather impressively avoided, may I add. We continue on here. Then you got Monty, who just drifted too far wide to really make anything stick. Oh, Mo's just gone straight through the side of Zab. No doubt about that one. Let's go back and have another run of that. Yeah, this didn't look pretty. This doesn't look pretty in the slightest. Yeah, straight into the car door. No argument there. Yep, Zab just getting clipped on the way through. We now have a 3 wide situation heading up the hill. Winter's lost out to both Zab. Oh! Oh, they've both gone! Oh, this is carnage! This is absolute carnage! We're going to just have a very quick look at what has happened here. We're going to go see if we can find Winter. Caught by Zab. Looks like he caught Zab again. Those two went wide. Oh, and he bounced off straight into Mo. Oh, and I think that was Aurak as well, who got caught up in everything. Mo's got a second penalty. I'm not entirely sure how he's managed to get a second penalty there. He's sliding the car. Aurak's just tagged him. It's Mustang in front. I do not know what is happening. Aurak is just about surviving here on the inside. Mo's still trying to hang in there as well. Does hang in there and get past the BMW. Massive collision there. I think Aurak has decided a 2-stop, by the way. Yeah, he has. He's 2-stopping. That was an early pit stop. Absolutely carnage today in that scenario there. Fracas is still here as well. We're down to 14. Kenny is still significantly ahead of Zimmer and Clyde. And Jin is literally half the straightaway on the hard tyres. But doing a very good job to hold on to where he is. To be fair, this track is very similar to Monza in a lot of ways. I brought it to attention earlier, the parallels between this track in terms of acceleration. It will cause a similar incidents. I expected it to be in turn 1. Well, Kenny got the flexibility to do whatever the hell he wants now. He should win this regardless. He should win this from that position. I don't see a realistic reason why he doesn't. Can't be far short of a 10-second advantage already. Maybe about 25 seconds to Jin up in 4th here, so he's going to pit an extra time, but he's going to come out in 4th at the very least. In 3rd, sorry. So it's going to be very interesting to see how the scenarios are going to play out. If I was Kenny, I probably wouldn't be risking anything right now. I've got such a lead, I've just gone to the hards and play it safe. Afternoon, Blade Runner. Yeah, Jin still ahead of JMS at the moment. Then you got Amy, Monty as well. Those mediums do not look good on that Corvette right now. Polty in 8th, O'Leary in 9th, Thorak in 10th after the catastrophe or whatever the hell that was on the last lap. Then you got Winter, Fracas and Tom. So we're down another person. We're down to 13. I think it's Mo. We have lost Mo. That's for certain. Jin is still hanging on against JMS here. If I was Jin, I'd be looking in the next lap or two to start pitting away onto a medium tyre. Yeah, much appreciated would be. You get an extra for a couple of points to the tally. Minimum of 3 points there for whoever wanted. Monty's now gone into the pits off his medium tyres, which I'm not too surprised. They did not look too great. So we continue on here. Jin doing enough, still doing enough against JMS, who for some reason has decided to look inside here. And he's actually going to get a little bit of help here from Amy potentially. And that will be the way by that they both desperately need right now. They have a long way to catch up anyone else in this race, so they need to get that move on Jin done rather quickly here. Amy's not actually going to help. Try and take it out JMS instead. It doesn't get anywhere. Jin again, awful on the exit of the corner, suffering now. But doing enough to hold back these two. Rather heavyweights in this division. The longer Jin holds them back, the easier it is for the front three to just continue to build that gap. It is an outstanding gap right now. It's almost, well, it's about half a sector at the very least to the advantage that they have right now on this group of cars that we are currently watching. JMS looking to, well, looked for a split second to be going for the inside. Didn't really get it. Alright, let's see if JMS has got a move. Let's see if he's finally got a move on. He's going to try and take this, potentially the inside of turn 2. Or not. Looks to the inside of the hairpin instead, and again, can't get a good enough of an exit to really trouble the BMW right now. Which is surprising. That BMW should have a decent run at it. Well, the Audi should have a decent run at the BMW right now. He needs to get by because the BMW is just costing him all sorts of time right now. On the outside, going for it potentially. Oh, tagged by Amy on the back. Relatively unfazed, but it has brought Polty into the equation. Bear in mind, Polte, a double champion driver and constructors here in Tier 4. Exceptional week for him. Right, exceptional season here for him. Kenny's into the pits, medium tyres. Zimmer's got 15% more fuel than Kenny does. So we'll have to wait and see if anything happens there. Here comes Polte to the inside of Amy. Polte did a good move to the inside there. In comes Jin, in comes JMS, in comes Amy. And I think this might be to switch to the alternate tyre. Yeah, it'll be mediums going on Jin and the hards for the rest, I think. It's softs for Zimmer from here. So it's a 2-stop for Zimmer. Surely it's got to be... It's soft for Kenny as well. 2 stops raining down supreme right now. Polte stayed out. O'Leary stayed out. Kenny's on soft. Soft for Aurak as well, who will have to do his second stop momentarily. Then you got Winter on the hards still. Clyde on the hards now after his medium stint at the start. Then you got Amy on the softs now. 2 stops for Amy as well. Monty's on the medium tyres not long since the pit. And maybe a 2-stop for Monty as well, because I believe he started on the mediums. And then you've got Tom, who's on the hards, who hasn't pit yet. JMS on the hards now. He going for a 1-stop. 1-stop for medium, hard medium for Jin as well. Fracas is on a set of softs, so I can only assume a 2-stop is heading his way. Polte in the lead. Zimmer's picked up a second worth of penalties. We know that Zimmer's technically the lead car now. The difference is that Zimmer didn't fuel this time up. Kenny did. Or didn't fuel all the way up. Kenny filled the entire way, trying to make sure he doesn't have to fuel on the next one. There is no way you'll be reaching 13 laps on the soft. Not in a million years. There we go. Zimmer is about to solve his penalty. Should bring him back towards Kenny, who's managed to get himself involved. Well, him and Aurak have managed to get themselves past O'Leary now. As we continue on. You got Aurak. Yeah. I'm not too surprised. I'm not too surprised. There are some cars with exceptional fuel saving in this. It looks like Kenny may have just overtaken Zimmer. Kenny has. He has just overtaken Zimmer with a penalty. Okay, so Kenny now reassumes that position off of Zimmer, and he just needs to get ahead of Polte, because Polte is doing a 1-stop, so this is for position. Polte will have to fuel up himself as well, so Kenny's probably in the best position here to win this race. Even after stopping an extra time and now setting a purple lap. Aurak is ahead of O'Leary now as well. Those two shouldn't be too far away from their pit stops at this point. Then you got Winter, who's just continuing on. Clyde as well. Amy is in 8th right now on the softs. Monty on the mediums. JMS on the hards. These guys are just fighting their way through the middle of the pack. Jin just trying to get his way through Fracas so he can have a go. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he has to go. Yeah, I mentioned prior he had the fuel to go all the way to the end. So yeah, he's got. There comes Aurak in for his second pit stop. So I can assume that this is going to be tyres to the end. I don't think it's going to be a soft tyre though. I think there'll be a medium from here, because there's no way he's going to do 11. There's no way the thing. There's no way. Kenny's pitting again. Yeah, Kenny's pitting again. No question about that. If he manages to do 13 laps on softs in a Gen X, then fair play to the guy, honestly, at that point. Here comes Kenny for the lead of the race. Will he be able to take off Polte? Yes, he will. Polte just unsettled a little bit there by the bollards. Kenny going a bit deep. Kenny's managed to take the lead of this race. Zimmer is also heading up on Polte as well. Bear in mind, Kenny and Zimmer 2-stopping, Polte 1-stopping. There is no way he's getting to the end. There is no way. You can look at his tyres to know that he isn't getting to the end from here. He's already a third of the way through his tyres, so his tyres are going to die by 22. It is not happening. He's going to pit around about the lap 22 mark, I reckon. Might be 21 actually, because he's going to do 14, 7, and 7, I think. Or 15, 7, 15, 7, and 6. There's no way he's going to the end from here. No chance in hell. So, towards the middle of the lap here on lap 18, Polty should be pitting after this lap, I reckon. This or next, he's going to have one or the other. Zimmer is currently on a fresher set of softs, so O'Leary shouldn't be too far away from the pit as well. It looked like the guys that O'Leary was fighting had pit as well, so Winter stayed out. And you got Clyde in 6th, Amy in 7th, Monty in 8th, Rackets in 9th is going to be pitting again relatively soon on his 2-stop. That'll give Jin a position, that'll give JMS a position. JMS must have had a bit of a penalty or something because he dropped a couple places back. 130 on the last lap will do that to you. Orak has come out on medium tyres in 12th. And then medium tyres for Tom at the back of the grid. There you go, the explanation from the man himself. It does mean he will be pitting again. Polty into the pit stop of his medium tyres now. It's insane him being able to do the 1-stops. Everyone else tries 2-stops. It's absolutely insane from him. And then comes O'Leary as well. O'Leary saved a little bit more fuel. Alright, so Kenny in the lead. Kenny will have to pit again. He is comfortably in the lead of this race, though. I don't really think there's going to be too much of a factor in this. Because Zimmer, when they pit again, has got to fuel back up. So there is no way Kenny should lose this race unless he makes a mistake on his own fruition here. Because this is about as one-sided as a race could go. This is about as one-sided as the Super Bowl was on Monday. Winter in third right now. Put Polty on when he exits the pits. Oh, what is Polty doing? Where is he going? He just about survived that. He went very deep there. Very deep there, and he's lost the position of Jin as a result. Yeah, you're not going to get away with too many of those. Hands that position right off. We continue on. McLaren versus the BMW. It would have been a great fight had the constructors been a little bit closer coming into the day. Alright, let's have a look. Polty's right behind the BMW, but I don't really think he's going to have the straight line speed to do anything about it. There's Winter into the pits off of his hard tyres. I can only assume that's a medium or a soft going on. And probably a soft actually coming from here. Polty has got close to Jin. I don't really think he's too close. Not overtake worthy, close anyway, and yeah, he decides not to go for it. Jin is going to be able to live for a little bit longer in 7th place. Frackers, Monty, Clyde, Amy there in 3rd. Amy will have to pit again soon. Clyde's doing a good job. Zimmer and Kenny will still have to pit as well. Jin did in fact hold on against Polty for now. He's still holding on as we go up the hill. Heading into the 2nd sector, the end of the 2nd sector now. Jin still hanging on. Kenny's back into the pits. That probably is enough to go to the end. Actually a lap earlier than I thought he would do it. Continue on. Polty getting a little bit shallow there. Don't know if that's the quicker line. He might go for it to the inside here though. He is going to go for on the inside of the final corner of the lap. Is it going to be good? Is he going to get the move? Fracas now into the pit stop of his soft tyres, and I don't think Polty's got enough in the tank to do it. A BMW straight line speed just about hanging on for dear life, and he has held on. Medium soft, medium is mental. Yeah, medium hard is probably the idea. Oh, what has happened to Jin? Let me just close my door 1 second. What has happened to Jin? Continue up the hill. We saw this. And then we saw Jin in the grass at the top of the hill here. Oh, he got tagged. Yeah, he got tagged. Couldn't really hold the car. Oh, that's not the cleanest of overtakes, I don't think, Polly. On the car behind the pass safely, and don't think that we can call that safe. That is a shame, because Jim was doing very well defensively there to hold on for dear life. And has managed to get himself back out in 8th. Alright, in 9th now, ahead of O'Leary, who's going around the outside. Potentially get it. Bear in mind, Aurak did the 2-stop. O'Leary's done the 1-stop. Zimmer's now into the pits. He's going to have to fuel. We're going to get to see how close he is to Kenny and how close he is to Clyde. And O'Leary does lose out to Aurak here. Further forward, this is where... Oh, Monty's right beside Clyde now. And I'm not sure whether or not he did mediums to start with. This could be interesting. Zimmer's now coming out of the pits. I think he's actually behind Clyde. Clyde on the hard tyres though. Monty in behind as well. Kenny is comfortably in the lead now. Monty just about surviving, but he's got a better exit than Clyde did. And he's in front of Clyde now as well. Monty up in a second for now. Also got Zimmer here as well, who's got a few laps to catch up. He's in a battle against the clock now. Clyde looking for a switchback. Can he get it? Nope. Door shot well and truly. Slammed shot there by Monty, who just did not want to go to the outside, try and get a better exit. Tapped the wall. Somehow didn't get damage from that. Very clear, he bounced off it. Yeah, Kenny got a significant advantage at this point in time. He's still got JMS and Polty, so JMS has now got ahead of Polty. Polty's on the soft tyre, he should be able to do better than this. That Audi more suited to the track than the McLaren though, that's for certain. I'd about to say, the McLaren is actually, well, this track is a lot of curbs, and that is one thing the McLaren really does not like. JMS is going to get away here. JMS is going to get away on that hard tyre, which is impressive in its own right. Clyde and Monty still going after each other. Monty on the outside. He sold it a little bit too much. He is still there. Clyde tried to dive to the apex. Had to readjust after he saw the Corvette, but still, nonetheless, got in front. Clyde up in a second. Been a rather impressive display. And that's Zimmer. Well, any gap that had to be closed down is getting closed down really quickly right now. Those two going a bit deep there into the corner. All of these things are just going to help Zimmer as he tried to get himself on the podium. Monty right now doing a job holding onto the back of the Aston Martin. Aston Martin very clearly on fresher tyres. Oh, Zimmer to the inside! Zimmer got him! That looked like a nice move there, caught Monty unaware. It did come from a decent chunk of the way back, but yeah, Monty just went far too deep. Zimmer's going to take that every day of the week. Monty now into the pits. I think Monty might get a penalty for that. I don't know how quickly he managed to realign his position. Oh yeah, Polty has just dropped back behind Jin. Alright, so these two won't be fighting for too much longer. Jin, I don't know. Don't know what their tyres are going to fare, to be honest with you. JMS, that's a little bit wide there on the exit of turn 3. Doing just about enough to keep himself in bounds. Arak in 9th right now, Winner in 10th. Then you got Monty in 11th after his pit stop. Brackers in 12th, and then Tom in 13th. Hasn't really been much of a factor in this race, Tom. Honestly, neither really has Rackus. Got Polty and Jin there fighting their way through. Also, Amy's trying to get herself back involved in the mix here towards the top 5. Didn't win at Dragon Trail's feature. The only one is the only one in that period of time that she hasn't won, which is absolutely insane to me. Oh, Polly! Oh, I think Polly got damage. How has he not got damage? How has he avoided damage here? That looked like he clobbered the wall. And that's because he did clobber the wall. How has he avoided damage? He's got things on the car coming off. Wow. Game felt sorry for him there, I think. Zimmer got past Clyde, so Zimmer's back in a second with a long way to go to catch Kenny, who has been as dominant as one person could be around this track, I think. Yeah, I know, that's... isn't it? I am very, very surprised that Polty did not get damaged there. Or just catapulted off the side of the wall. That is rather surprising. Kenny still ahead of Zimmer by quite some way, and then you've got Clyde in 3rd, JMS in 4th, Jid trying to get himself involved as he tries to look for that 4th place. We now have a 4-way fight, 4-4. And probably the 4 heavyweights in this division, you would have said, coming into the season. JMS, who got demoted from week 2 onwards. Then you got Amy, who has been on fire recently. Polty, who is the actual champion for the season. And Jin, who's given as good as he got all year. But they've been outdone by some of the new guys here today. We're on to lap 26 now, so 3 to go. Let's see what we got going on here. It just seems to be Amy and Jin right now. Monty's going after Aurak. We'll see if there's going to be a move here. Possible for the Corvette. Can be with that kind of exit. Kind of slid it. Got a little bit slow though. If he nailed that exit, this move would have been nailed on. He should be going into slipstream. Might be confident he can take it already without needing the slipstream. He goes very wide here. Needs to narrow that line. Needs to narrow that line quite significantly. Alright, going a little bit deep. Has a little bit of a tag on the Corvette, but the Corvette does not care. Until he goes wide. Far too wide. Into the next corner. And gives up that position straight back. Well, Monty should have had the position there. Kind of dropped the ball. Continue on. Polty, well, what? Go to Polty's point of view to watch Amy versus Jin. The Germans are fighting it out. The Germans are rather dominating the top of this tier right now. 5th, 6th. Oh, Amy dropped the car. Almost spun it into a wall. Here comes Polty. Don't be winning a straight line battle with the Genesis. Find it very hard to believe you're winning a straight line battle with the Genesis here, Polty. Yeah, and you're not. There's Amy holding on to that position despite dropping it the corner before. Yeah, the Germans are fighting their way through. We've got a Swiss McLaren here, a Swiss driver in a McLaren in its own race. driving a victory race, to be honest with you, because he had already wrapped up everything he needed to wrap up. On lap 27 or 28. 1.5 to go. Kenny Dolbert already onto the final lap. Looks like Amy's just struggling now. Behind the wheel of that bit of, well, behind the car in front. Not able to pass the BMW. The BMW putting on one rather stout defense at the moment. Continuing on at the point of the race here, you look at Kenny all the way up at 10-1 already. It's absolutely insane. Oracle in 10th, Monty in 9th, O'Leary in 8th. Paul is just watching these two fight right now. We're on the final lap. We will switch to Kenny when it comes to it, because he has been complete and utterly dominant here. Here comes Jin versus Amy. Amy looks to be ahead. Amy looks to be ahead on the final lap here. They go into turn 2. Amy's now behind. Jin's got the inside line. That's usually a good place to be. This might force a move from Polly here. Polly just dove a bit too late. Jin moves over, makes his move to the outside to try and stop Amy. Amy's going to have the slipstream all the way down the straight. Is there going to be a last gas move? That's what it'll be. That's what it'll have to be. Realistically, the last potential overtaking spot. Unless there's a mistake, and it's not going to happen for Amy. Jin's going to get himself a top 5 unless a miracle happens here as we head towards the front, because there's only been one man in this race, and it's always been this Genesis's race to win as they come over the line, and Kenny will win the feature race at Deep Forest and the season. Absolute sheer and utter dominance. No one got anywhere near him. Jim will get second on what probably been his best race of the season. Clyde gets third. JMS is in fourth. This is post comms, Tommy. This is technically not live. The race was about 3 weeks ago now. Yeah, Clyde gets about third to round off the podium. JMS will get fourth. Jin just about holds on for dear life against the Genesis in sixth. So Jin will get fifth. Yeah, Jin just about holding on against Amy in the end there. You see Amy try and pull out, and yeah, 5th for Jin, 6th for Amy, 7th for Polty, 8th for O'Leary as they just consolidate the Constructors' Championship. Monty will get 9th, Orak 10th, Winter 11th, Fracas will get 12th, and Tom will come over the line with a penalty to end last. Yeah, it's for tier one. Tier 1 is live. Every other tier is after the fact, because everyone who does the comms for those tiers also have a race at the same time. So we just deal it a little bit differently. It gives everyone a little bit of flexibility of where they want to actually do the comms. So this is a race that's already happened in the past. But yeah, with that being said, that's it. That is a close to season 16. We're about to get underway with season 17 in a couple of weeks' time. We've got the car revealed on Monday. We've also got esports cars deadline on Sunday for those who are driving in that. Yeah, and with that being said, I will see you guys on the 23rd of February for round 1 of season 4 of ALR Esports, and then I'll be there. And then later in the week to do commentary for tier 2 as well. But with that being said, I'll see you guys in a bit. Hey Tommy, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, man.